Hey guys, how's everyone doing? It's Nick with Urban Farm Boys, and also Tucker, and also a little bit of Luca here. There's his face. It's my night off. I'm off tomorrow, which means I can be up a little bit late tonight. And I thought it would be probably time to do some tidying because I have a little bit of a yarn disaster here. I'm in the living room. And I've been crocheting for 6 months, maybe? No, maybe 8 months non-stop. Buying yarn, doing new projects, acquiring things, and I thought I had a yarn organization system that worked when I had my yarn down here in the living room, and that quickly spiraled out of control. So I've moved a lot of my stuff upstairs. We have a room up in the second floor that we call the loft. It's basically just like a big multi-purpose room. And I've put a bunch of yarn up there, but I also have a bunch of yarn right here. And Andrew didn't want yarn everywhere, so I tried to organize it. I bought some bins, and then there was just a lot of yarn and a lot of bins. So I basically just put everything behind the sofa so that it was out of sight. So between, I'll show you guys in a second, between this sofa here, the other side of my sofa, and the window is a disaster of yarn. And I have, over there I have a piece of furniture, this old unit, like shelving unit, that I have plants sitting on and a lamp. And it has drawers underneath it, and I've filled those with yarn, and it is just not cute. This look is not cute. So we need to get organized. So I'm going to go upstairs. Upstairs in my loft is a good place for all of my yarn. I just have to move everything. I have to relocate. We have to get organized. It's like 11, what time is it? 11:40 at night. So I'm alone. Andrew's working. He works nights. I work days. So I have nothing else to do. So should we organize our yarn? Should we go up to the loft? So I'm going to show you guys what we're working with here, and then I'll take you upstairs and we'll get ourselves organized. And your daddy will be so happy when he comes home in the morning. He probably won't notice because he'll be so tired. Mwah. All right, let me show you what we're dealing with. All right, so this is the living room. Ignore the giant bright light that I have set up for filming. But if you walk over this way toward the window and you turn left, there's a disaster of yarn back here. And projects and crochet hooks. I bought bins that I thought would keep things organized. And it is not organized at all. And then here I have some plants and a crochet plant. But these drawers were empty for years, and now they're not. They're full of yarn. So this all has to go. Right, boys? You excited to get organized at midnight? Yeah, me too. But we gotta do something about this disaster. Alright kids, welcome to my yarnery. A term I've sort of stolen from Krista from the Secret Yarnery. This is the room we call the loft, which is basically just a big room with a lot of things going on. We've set it up sort of as a bedroom. There's a kind of a living room area here, TV, and in that corner we used to have a little desk, like a little workstation. But Andrew recently brought a futon home from his parents' house in Michigan. because he thought we needed more sleeping spaces in this room. So, this is current state, basically where I store all my yarn. And this is everything that I brought up from the living room. So all of this was behind my sofa. So we gotta find a way to organize. Alright, so Luca, are you helping? I'm not sure you are. Alright, so this is feeling like a disaster, but it's 3 bins and 2 bags. So I've organized up here behind me, kind of, I have an organizational system for my yarn, but that didn't take all of this into account. So I think what I need to do is dismantle all of these bins and then figure out what the heck we're gonna do with everything. So I'm gonna use this table as my workstation, and I think this might actually not be that bad because I have like 3 categories of yarn, maybe 4. All right. This is not going to be that bad. So what I'm going to do, I need to create a zone for whips because I can see 2 of them and I might only have 2. So they need to go somewhere else. This is one whip. So this is a rectangular granny blanket project that I was really excited about for a minute and then haven't done anything with since. That was a couple of months ago. So we're going to set that to one side, and I see another whip here, which is, what are you? Oh, this is a project I started in Florida. Granny hexagon cardigan. I thought I was going to do a shirt of some sort, which I will, but not today. So that's another whip. So I think I only actually have those 2 in all this chaos. So I'm going to put them over here on the sofa for now, because I would like for them to maybe be in their own little individual whip baskets. All right. So those are out of the way. So I want to categorize my yarn, and I have like 3 categories. This Lion brand respun thick and quick yarn, I have a lot of it. I've made videos about it. I have a lot of it, and I want it to be in its own zone. Sorry about the creak. There's a creak in my floor right where I'm crouching. But anyway, I have several of these guys. Let's see. Okay. Nope. Found one more in there. My gosh, guys, so many projects. This skein of yarn has 3 furls crochet hooks in it because I have to figure out what to do with those too. Okay. Oh, I got more. Ugh. That's pretty. I have one of those. Oh, there's more. Okay, so apparently I've bought a lot of this respun yarn. Okay. Do you guys see all of that? Yeah. I have already lost count. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 19 over there skeins of this. This is going to be okay. We just have to figure out a plan. So this furniture, obviously there's a big TV here, which we don't even have plugged in. We've never watched TV in here. But I have all these empty squares, and I have a bunch of these white baskets in these squares. This is from IKEA. All these baskets are empty. So as I started getting more yarn, I started just removing the baskets and putting the yarn in them. But I'm now wondering if I have enough space on this for all the yarn. So these 18 skeins. The other thing is I have these wooden bins, right? So I can also fill yarn with these. And as long as they're out of sight in the living room, we'll be fine. What I want to do is have some baskets with my whips. I have like 4 or 5 of these baskets, and I'd like to have the things I'm actively working on in these baskets. And there should only be like 2 or 3 at a time. I have one for my temperature blanket, which is downstairs. I have one for that rainbow blanket that I'm working on. And then I had all these other bins down here because I had, for a while, I had like all my loops and threads yarn downstairs. I didn't know what was happening with my temperature blanket. Now I sort of know the yarn I'm going to need for the upcoming month based on the temperature. So I don't need all of these downstairs. So I feel like these, I have a lot of this loops and threads yarn. All of this is loops and threads. So I feel like I need to do that. That'll free up some of the baskets, and then maybe I can put this in those baskets. Why did I decide to start this project at midnight? So most of the yarn I've been using, actually all the yarn I'm using for my temperature blanket, is the Loops and Threads Soft Classic acrylic yarn. And with the temperature, if you guys can, I hope you can see behind me, with the temperatures we're having now in the summer, I ordered a bunch of the colors I thought I would need for the summer months. So I have this whole shelf of like most likely to be needed for the summer yarn. And I had for a while, I had just bought some other Loops and Threads yarn, which is the Loops and Threads Impeccable. I didn't know anything about yarn when I bought this. I just liked it. These are all much thinner than the Soft Classic. So I separated these because they do not belong in a temperature blanket, at least not mine that I'm doing right now. So I have sort of a pile of those, and I can kind of add to it. But A lot of these skeins that I bought, I'm just not using. Some of them, when I first started crocheting, like in November, I was making granny squares, just many granny squares with whatever yarn I had. So a lot of this is like from those days. But I'm not using these anymore. And some of this, I can see these are like spring colors from my granny square blanket. I'm not going to need them until the fall. These guys are Hometown from Lion Brand. I bought these when I was doing my crochet chickens. I needed like colors for the comb and their little beaks. I bought those two specifically for chickens. Maybe it's better to just empty everything first and start fresh. This is exciting because this basket only has 3 of these. This is all that Lion Brand Soft Classic. I like this yarn. When I first started working with it, I kept talking about it as if it was like cheap from Michaels, which it is, but I like it a lot. It's cheap, it comes in a lot of colors, and compared to, if you guys saw my ice yarns haul, all my ice yarns are up there, including this acrylic yarn that Krista from The Secret Yarnery raved about, Draylon acrylic from Ice Yarns. I bought a bunch of it, and it's not as nice as this. I wouldn't order it from Ice Yarns. You're going to pay a lot in shipping. Nope, this is better. I have another bin here, which has it's fully stocked with more of this. I have a little skein of my green from Ice Yarns where I made that little frog in my last video. And then I have all these boxes from my metal crochet hooks from Furls. I don't want them to get scratched up, so I thought I would keep them in these boxes, but I actually just ordered like a hook display thingy from Furls. It should be here in a few days, so I don't need to keep those boxes anymore. But this whole basket is more of the same, more of this loops and threads. This was back from my Make a Million Granny Squares phase, and I don't need it in my living room. So I need to figure out how to organize I have some books here. These are random, like homesteading books. I have books about square foot gardening, chickens, houseplants for beginners, beekeeping, homesteading, clean my space, crochet granny squares. These are like house hobby related books. They don't necessarily need to live there. So maybe I'll move the books. Move the books for now. Because I feel like I can store a lot of this yarn on these shelves. I have so much of this pink. I thought I was going to use so much of this pink, which I think I might use some of it in July and August for my temperature blanket, but I think most of it's going to come like in September, October. but at least I have it. So we'll create a little pile down there. It sort of sticks out off the shelves. I'll show you guys when we're done because I'm a little far away from the camera right now. But I feel like this is a good zone for my thinner yarns, although I have a few in this shelf that are the thicker ones. Let me see. Okay, this is not the most organized, but at least it's not all over my living room. And you know, like you have your own organized chaos. I know where this stuff is. I have this whole basket here. Oh wait, another one. See, I have to like double stack my yarn, but that's fine. And in fact, maybe 3, 6, 9, 12. I'm just gonna do that. Let's see if I can double stack. Eventually, I'll stare at these and I'll wanna color code them. Like I'm already looking at my yellows, wanting them to be with other yellows. But for now, the problem with doing this is you can't see what's behind your yarns. So I don't love this plan at all. But let's call this phase 1. And honestly, guys, this is almost a promotion for this Loops and Threads Soft Classic. If you're in America and you have a Michaels, I think in Canada you can get it too. I have one skein of this yarn that came from Canada and it's in French and it has a different name. Comment below if you're Canadian. But it's the same thing, like it came from Michaels. It's exactly the same. If I actually, it might be this one. Nope. It's a maroon. Let me see. If I find it, I'll show you guys. But anyway, if you live in North America, I think you can get this yarn. See, now those are there, but I can't see anything that's behind them. If you guys are like organizational people, can you comment? Tell me what to do. If you guys watch other crochet people on YouTube, tell me what you like to see in their videos, because a lot of people who do crochet videos, sorry, I think my head's cut off, do videos with their yarn as their background. And I have been making plant videos for years before doing crochet stuff, and it's the same with plant people. You always make your videos in front of your plants. But I've also read a lot of, or I've gotten a lot of feedback on my videos because I don't usually do that. Like I don't sit up here. And a lot of times I actually have plants in the background with my crochet videos, or just wherever, fish. And people have said many times they like that. They like seeing something else. People have said when they're watching something crochet related, all the yarn in the background can be distracting. And they appreciate sort of not having all that distraction. But what do you guys like to see? I don't know. Okay, so I have 2 skeins of yarn from Ice Yarns right in front of me that I kind of want to put back up with their friends. These are the little froggy yarns that I made. This pink yarn, I started knitting. I bought 2 knitting needles like 4 days ago. because I've never knitted, so I wanted to try. And I'm not a fan, guys, but I am gonna leave this little thing attached to my yarn and just put it back up here. Maybe I'll try some more, but that's gonna go there with its friend. I have a whip down here that I literally can't show you because I'll get demonetized. But it was Pride Month and I was supporting my LGBT friends, including our trans brothers and sisters, and I was doing a project for our trans brothers. I can't show you, but it's gonna go up here. It also turned out way bigger than our trans brothers probably want it to be. I bought a pattern online from a trans person and I liked supporting the community and I just wanted to experiment with following a pattern, and I followed the pattern and whoa boy, that was a big pattern. But anyway, we don't want to be demonetized here. Okay. I'm trying to figure out what I have. 4 skeins of gray here. I have to do something with those crochet hooks. 1 of the light gray, 1 of the burgundy, 3 of this guy. Got some blue, we got some green, we got some pink, we got 1 orange. So I have 4 shelving units behind me. I will show you guys all of this when I'm done. I can stick it all in the shelving units behind me. I also have 2 bags here of like miscellaneous items. Maybe miscellaneous items should go in wooden bins, because I feel like it makes sense, since these are so color coded and like one type of yarn, to have them easily visible down here. And then I might like to have like 1 basket remaining so that I can hide stuff. You don't want to necessarily see everything. So let me try that. You guys aren't going to be able to see this part because of my table, but I'll show you when I'm done, I promise. This should be quick. Just going to kind of color code here. Sorry about that squeaking. It's right here. Right where I'm trying to film. Okay. I think I need 1 more shelving unit. Okay. My goodness, this is annoying. I have a couple of crochet books that I'm going to show you guys in the next video. So subscribe if you'd like to see me talk about some amigurumi books that I bought. I have some eyes noses and mouths for amigurumi, which I'll put somewhere as well. And then I have this stitch counter that I've been using for my tapestry crochet, which I've actually used quite a bit, surprisingly. But those will go somewhere. I have this 3-pack of Caron Simply Soft White. I've been using this with my rainbow granny square blanket. And I like that this is in a little pack, kind of like the ice yarns. So this is going to go up here. I'll give you guys a full tour when I'm done. That's fine. Crochet hooks. I'm going to set up here for now. Let's just unpack everybody. Okay. Okay. One down. Oh, I'm so annoyed that I'm sitting right on this creaky bit. Okay. We have officially unpacked. All right, so here's what I've got. I have my Rainbow Picasso yarn from Ice Yarns that I'm obsessed with. This is what I have left. So I have 7 skeins, 8, 9, 10, 11 skeins. I was working on a totally square blanket with this, if you guys remember. And it was turning out really small, and I was like, there's no way I'm going to turn this into a huge blanket. So I stopped at a certain point. And the point I stopped at, my square was the absolute perfect size to be a cushion, like a sofa cushion, one side of it. So I stopped that. I actually bought cushions. So I have cushions downstairs. I thought, oh, I'll just make the back of it and then I'll turn it into a rainbow cushion. And then maybe I'll make another one and I'll have 2 rainbow cushions. I think I used 2 skeins of this for that cushion. And I would like to be able to save those so I can have at least 1 cushion. I can always order more yarn, but this sells out really quickly. So I'd like, in theory, to save 2 for that cushion, which gives me 9 left for my blanket. We'll see. The blanket is the priority. So these I think I'll put up there because that's the Ice Yarns zone. And these are Ice Yarns. These are some of the first yarn skeins I bought back in November. I wanted to make a baby blanket for Andrew's brother who was having a baby. And I ordered these 3 skeins of this rayon yarn from Lion Brand. It's Lion Brand True Boo. They looked way bigger online and I didn't know anything about yarn, and this yarn is so thin. It's like a 2. It's called Mushroom from Lion Brand. 3.5 ounces, 100 grams, 241 yards. Yeah, it's a 3 lightweight. I saw this and I got terrified. And I put it right back in this bag. Now that I'm a little bit more comfortable with crochet, it's a beautiful color. It's super shiny, super soft. And maybe one day I can do something with it. It's not going to be anytime soon. When you learn better, when you learn, you do better. When you learn more, you do better. Anyway, I think this will go upstairs there with these guys, just because that seems to be where all the packaged yarn goes. I have my yarn ball winder. This is my yarn Swift. I have videos with both of these if you want to check the description. I've shown both of these. I want to keep tools out because I will use these fairly frequently, so we'll set those aside. I bought, oh, I left one thing downstairs. I bought a big bag of polyfill. Before I found that they have big bags of polyfill at Walmart. I ordered polyfill stuff online. It came like shrink wrapped. It's pretty expensive. And then you have to open it and then you have to fluff it yourself, and it's not cute. The polyfill from Walmart is so much better. So I have these. I don't know when I'm going to use them, so they're going to go somewhere hidden. They should go in one of those bins. Somehow I have a couple of granny squares that ended up in my bags. I have still probably like 30 granny squares downstairs. I don't know what I'm going to do with them. I'll save them for another time. These guys will go with their friends somewhere. I have a bag where I leave all my like ends when you're crocheting, and if you make multicolored granny squares, you get tons of little ends. Someone said to save them and fill your stuff with them, like amigurumi or whatever. So I have a bag with these, and I have a ton more downstairs to add to this bag. This should almost stay downstairs because that's where all my ends are, so good to keep them in one place. And I have two big skeins of loops and threads, a white one and a green one. I bought these when I was doing granny squares, and I think I bought this one when I was in the springtime with my granny square blanket. Oh, I remember this. I made a video about this. I needed green for my granny square blanket. I don't have any of it right in front of me, but I need a green. I bought a big skein so I could have a lot of it, and then I realized this is a different type. This is color craft rather than, oh, these both are. Rather than soft classic. I didn't realize these both are. They're the wrong size. They're thinner than the soft classic. So they didn't work. What's happening here? So I can do something green and white that's a little thinner, but these should go in a I'm probably not going to use you anytime soon zone. Alright, and then I have this blocking board, and the little pins are still downstairs actually, but I don't use this very often, so maybe it should go with the tools. We're getting organized. Oh, and then I bought these way back, like when I started crocheting. This Lion Brand mandala yarn. Really pretty. I did it right after I learned how to make granny squares, and I was like, ooh, pretty, I think this is when I discovered the concept of a continuous granny square. So I started with it, and then I realized how thin it was. I made 1, 2, 3, 4 rounds, and I was like, this is going to take forever to get to the next color, so I just stopped. But it's pretty. I'll use it for something. Probably not this granny square project. But I have these two, and I feel like they can go up there with my other cakes. So let's put this stuff away. Ugh. All right, I think in here I'm gonna put I'm not gonna use this anytime soon. And I don't know that I'm gonna use these anytime soon. So I'll put those in there. And I think that's it. Okay. We're making progress here. So these granny squares will go downstairs. I have a pile, or maybe I'll bring the pile up here. But I have 2 whips, 1 basket, and 3 of these bins. And I have room downstairs. You know what, maybe what I'll do, because this will fit in that little piece of furniture downstairs, this won't. Because I want my yarn swift and my yarn winder to be downstairs. Do I? Maybe I don't need that. Maybe I don't need any of those tools downstairs. Like I can do those projects right here, literally. Like I could connect my yarn winder to this table. Maybe I'll leave these up here. So maybe they should go in this basket with the other stuff that I don't use very often. Will this fit? It will. Yeah, these are gonna go in the basket. This is, guys, when I forget where my stuff is, can you remind me? Look, they fit perfectly. And even this blocking board, I'll get the pins from downstairs. This does not need to be in my living room. And then it's out of sight, out of mind. Wow. The funny thing is I now have all 3 of these bins empty. 1 basket, which I'll just stick here for now. And then these 2 other white baskets, I can unzip them. They're from IKEA. So you can unzip them and fold them down. And I actually have more. Can you see right here? I don't know if you guys can see, but I've been getting rid of my baskets by just storing them there because they can be used for something. There we go. Junk paper. Wow. Cool. If you guys can see up here, I have this other bin I bought at Michael's. This is pseudo finished projects. So I have, these are all my monthly granny square temperature blanket squares. I have another blanket. I have my granny square vests that I made. I don't know what to do with stuff you guys have finished. Do you have thoughts on that? Like when you complete a project, where do you put it? I'm not sure. But I'm going to tidy this up just a little bit real quick. I have to figure out where my books are going to go. And then these little crochet. I really liked having that bookshelf. I don't know. Let me reorganize, throw away the trash, and then grab the last few bits from downstairs, including some of my empty baskets, so I can have little whip baskets. We'll be right back. Oh, all right. I brought the remainder of my stuff from downstairs. This was that bag of polyfill I told you guys about. Way better than the freeze-dried stuff. I'm so sorry about the creaking. God, that's driving me crazy. Polyfill can go in there. I'm gonna need this basket in a minute. This was my June temperature blanket, which I just posted a video about. If you're interested, I'll throw it up here for now. And then I did these tapestry thingies for Pride Month. I bought dowels. Where the heck are my dowels? Oh, I remember. Those are downstairs in my soap closet. I have a literal closet for my soap making supplies. I actually had this on this table before and I thought it was kind of cute. Like a little placemat. I think I'll just leave them here for now because I want to dowel them up and be done with them. And then I found the friends of all my granny squares. So I had a few different categories of granny squares, but most of them are just the standard ones. I didn't have that many after all. But I think I'm going to put them up there for now, because technically they're sort of done and I don't have room for them right now. This pile is a little wild too, but whatever. This was, oop, I found more of them. This was the granny square that I told you I started from ice yarns. This was one of the first ever videos I posted and I got so many views from it. But the little granny clusters are so tiny. It's like, this is going to take an eternity to make a big blanket. So I stopped. I don't remember how many rounds I did, but this is exactly the size of a sofa cushion. So I want to make another one and then turn it into a sofa cushion, even if I only have one. So this is technically a whip, but I don't want to put it in a basket because, to be honest, I'm not going to work on it right now. I almost just want to stick it in my done pile, because this is done. I left it connected because I wasn't sure if I was going to have to expand it a little bit more. But this is basically done. It just needs a partner. So we'll stick him there for now. And then I had these. I've talked about these in a previous video. I made some other granny squares with that thicker Lion Brand Respun yarn. I'm gonna, I think, do something sort of fall related with these. I had a really good idea for these, and then I just got a million other ideas, but I think the idea I had for these was a good one, if I do say so myself. So these are also done until they have more partners. So I think I'll put them up here too. Goodness. What do you guys do when you've been crocheting for like 20 years and you keep finishing things? I need more friends. Y'all want to be my friends so I can give you stuff? Maybe I should start doing giveaways. Comment below if you would like me to do little giveaways. Okay. Cool. I left 2 of my whip baskets downstairs for things I'm actively working on. I guess I only have 1 basket left. So this guy is going to be my next project because I really like this one. This two-tone gray granny rectangle blanket. This I'm actively working on, or I will be. And so he'll get a basket and then he can go downstairs. And I'm going to put this guy in here to go downstairs too. They'll go in that little shelving unit. My granny square shirt project needs a basket but doesn't have one. And I don't plan on working on him right now, but I'd like him to be visible. He's like a soon. What do y'all do with your soons? Not sure. Maybe I'll have one bin of soons. I'm not quite sure where this bin's gonna go yet. I don't want it in one of those covered white bins. This is a soon. You know what? It's okay if we have like a to be continued pile. And I think that's it, actually. So I think I'm gonna throw my counter and my little eyeballs in my tools bin, because they're all kind of related. These two amigurumi books, I promise I'll show those in an upcoming video, but I'm going to put them with my other books for now over here. And then I have two spare bins, and I'm almost running out of space on my memory card and battery. But I thought with one bin and one bin only, I can put the yarn that I need for my temperature blanket. But it's only July 7th today, I think, and I'm not going to work on the temperature blanket for about another week. So I will load that up in a week when it's time to bring it downstairs, because Andrew will come home in the morning and be shocked that there's no yarn downstairs. So I think I'm going to just put these away for now, or just leave them here maybe, and call it a day. I'm tired. Do you guys want a little tour? I'll give you a tour. Okay, here's the zone from afar. The dogs wanted to hang with me. There's my bright light I use for filming at night. But this is my little TV unit. My solitary white bin with my tools. And then I just put those respun yarns in those three. And all of this is my Loops and Threads Soft Classic. This is my exception bin. These are the thinner yarns. They can stay in there for now. And these are all double stacked. Over here, this is my bin. Granny squares, bigger granny squares. Rainbow cushion. This is all granny square temperature blanket. This is that blanket I made months ago that Andrew didn't like. Beneath it I have my tank tops that I made that I need to repurpose. Now my battery is about to die, but there's that rainbow yarn from Joanne, and I think pretty much all the rest of this is from Ice Yarns. I have a video I'll link below where I did an unboxing of all my ice yarns. This one I got from Toomey. I think it's mohair, I can't remember. It's really pretty. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. I had started something in there too when I was in Florida. Super pretty actually. And this is like Karen cakes and more cakes and something else I ordered from Toomey. I think both of these came from Toomey. And these were those yarns I bought in Florida that I spun up into little cakes. Well, that was perfect timing. My camera literally cut off as I was showing you the end of my yarn. And I have 4 minutes left on my memory card too, so it's time to get some video off my camera and turn it into YouTube videos for you guys. But I hope you enjoyed organizing with me. That was a bigger project than I thought for yarn. Like, where the heck did all of that come from? But it's done now, ish. So put your comments below, because we're not done. We're sort of like put away, but we're not organized. So if you have thoughts, I'd love to hear them. In the meantime, we appreciate you guys watching. You can follow us on Instagram. I'm going to put a whole bunch of links in the video description, so you can follow us on Instagram. you can join our Facebook page. It's totally free. You can become a member of the channel. There's all sorts of additional perks, additional videos, member chats, things like that. If you'd like to look into that, there's a join button right below the video. If you click that, there's 4 different tiers. It's as cheap as 99 cents a month if you'd like to support us in that way. I'm raising money to run the New York City Marathon. I'm partnered with the World Wildlife Fund. I have to raise $3,000 by November. So if you like this content and you feel so inclined, it would mean the world to me if you would click that link and give a donation. It goes directly to the World Wildlife Fund, but it also will allow me, if I raise $3,000, to run the New York City Marathon, which has been my dream for 10 years. You can also send us a letter or a postcard. I'll put our address below. I love postcards. If you want to show me where you live, where you've been, anything like that, send us a postcard. Link is in the description. We appreciate all of you guys. I love making these videos. I love the community. It's time for bed. It's 1 o'clock in the morning, so I'm going to go to bed. But I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope you're having a great week and a fun summer if you're in the Northern Hemisphere. And until next time, it'll be soon. I have a couple more videos, so hopefully within the next week you'll get 1 or 2 more videos, but stay tuned. Join us on Facebook. It's a really fun community. I was chatting all evening with some friends from the Facebook group, and they motivated me to make this video tonight. So this is for you guys. You know who you are. And to everybody else, I appreciate you. I thank you. And until next time, take care, guys.